Often it's us discussing movies that she hasn't seen, that we go, really, you haven't seen that? We just had that experience for me, because I hadn't seen Wall-E until tonight.
There's a lot of Disney movies Shannon has not seen.
This
It's
is
sad.
this is mostly true. The old Disney movies, I saw them all in the theater, whether it's Bambi, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Fantasia, all of them when I was a little kid. Because back then they would just go on a tour.
Yes.
Basically, they'd be re-released every couple
Yes.
years.
Oh,
They
I
go
can
through
remember
the
that when I was
theaters,
little.
and it was fun. And yeah, so those were the ones that we saw when I was a kid. The Pixar movies, I fell out of the Pixar movies when my kids got older, and I didn't really have a reason to watch them. So,
But they're really cute, so you're missing out.
well, yeah.
There's a bunch of really cute ones, actually.
And Wall-E's a cute movie, and it's too bad that Pixar can't make movies of that quality all the time. I think some of their recent efforts have been
Some, yeah.
lazier.
They've had some really cute ones. Well, you didn't get to see that Coco one either.
Well, I
That
haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph either.
See, we need to watch that one. I think you'll like that one as well. You'll get a lot of the jokes in that one. And we need to see Coco. I think that just came out on DVD. My Sunday school class kids, I think all of them got Coco because they were all talking about it. So I think it just came out on DVD. But that one, it was a lot cuter than I thought it would be from the previews. So
I think
we'll need to get that one as well.
I think the only thing with Wall-E, and it's a very good movie and I enjoyed it. I thought the tacked on happy ending. I'm like,
I think it's cute.
but
It's a Disney movie.
I know, but life on the ship was pretty easy.
It was, but
Too easy.
Yes, but
They
that's
were
what
slaves
the
to
captain
the ship.
realized, that they weren't actually living; they were just existing.
Which is, it's a metaphor for society right now.
It is, absolutely.
There's a lot in this movie that's like, okay, so they're trying to use this as a metaphor for how we live right now. With you're always on your cell phone, you don't see what's going on in front of you because you're always on your computer, your cell phone, this kind of thing. And I sort of understand that too. I mean, I know there's criticism on me for not answering messages on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. But there's part of me that says if I spend the rest of my spare time answering questions and talking to people on Instagram and Twitter, I won't have any time during the day.
Right.
And I find that when I don't have time during the day, when I'm like these people in this movie, where I'm just basically laying around with my webcam all day and then I go to bed, and I haven't really done anything that day, I feel that dread that, wow, I just kind of wasted a day. So, yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm not great at responding to things. But it was a cute movie. It kind of kept me guessing. Part of the trick with family movies and cartoons, especially, is trying not to figure out what's going to happen at the end when you start watching it. For instance, Finding Nemo, not Finding Dory. Finding Nemo.
Dory was awful. Finding Nemo was really cute.
Finding Nemo was good because it really showed that they could tell a simple tale, which you knew they were going to end up finding Nemo, but there'd be a lot of twists and turns along the way that you didn't know what the end was going to be with those. I thought that was good. Monsters Inc. I thought was good for that too.
I like that one too.
Where there was some kind of an ending that you could see it coming, but at the same time,
It wasn't quite.
it wasn't as telegraphed as a lot of cartoons.
Right.
Where at the start you're like, oh, okay. So the guy with the machete is gonna go to the camp and all the teenagers. And oh, that's not a Pixar movie. I'm sorry, I get those mixed up. I've decided that Jason Voorhees is a magician though, and he's just really bad at magic. He thinks he can bring people back from the dead, but he doesn't realize it's supposed to be a trick machete, not a real machete. So
That's it.
I think that's what happens.
Right. That's
That and he works for BC Hydro. That's what he cuts off the power in every one of them.
very cool.
And TELUS, which is why nobody's phone ever works. They just don't pay their bills.
That's it.
But yeah, Wall-E, I'd give this probably 8.5.
Yeah, I think it's
I have
super cute.
I have a hard time. I think this is an aging thing. As I get older, I have a harder and harder time staying awake for cartoons.
Yeah.
It is so hard. And about half an hour into this movie, I was having a hard time. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And then the last half hour there's enough going on that I can stay awake. But there were parts in this where I had a hard time.
It's not a fast-paced movie.
No, and I think the lack of dialogue is good for it. Although without a dialogue, there's still a lot of reactionary shots, a lot of reactionary noises by him. And
Eve has her eyes. She does all of her emotions in the two eyes, and him also. It's in the eyes and his hands.
I wonder though,
so cute.
While these robots are down on the planet and they're shooting anything that moves, how many plants have they vaporized through this shoot anything that moves directive?
I don't think she does that anymore. That was only the beginning when she was expecting nothing on that planet to move. She doesn't do that after that.
No, but
the shooting on the ship, that was all Wall-E. Except for trying to get him out of the thing.
Right.
But that wasn't shooting something that moves. That was using it to help. But the other shooting, that was Wall-E.
I thought it was interesting too, though. You've got these droids that are left behind all these years ago to clean up the Earth, and the Earth's still a complete mess. And the droids have all stopped working except Wall-E.
Because they've all fallen apart.
But the one thing I worry about is they may eventually try a sequel because Pixar started doing sequels.
I hope not. I don't think that would work at all.
They could do something on garbage being like an Idiocracy type thing where garbage is taken over. They could, and maybe they have some kind of Wall-E with a bunch of other garbage droids, and one of them's evil.
That wouldn't work just because then it would change the whole premise of the movie.
But Pixar keeps making...
The thing that makes this movie so cute is there isn't all of the talking. It's all on the emotion of the two droids.
Like with Pixar...
And that's what makes it really cute.
I never watched Monsters University because I don't need to see it. Because I already saw the sequel, which was the first movie. I don't need to see how they were in university.
Monsters University is not... Mm-mm.
And then Toy Story 3 just put me off.
That was horrible.
Pixar
Toy
sequels.
Story 3 is horrible.
And Cars 2 was just...
Cars 2 is better than the first car movie, I thought. But the first
Larry
car
the Cable Guy, come on.
I know. But the first car movie, when I watched it, the first time I watched it, was like, what was that movie about?
Cars?
Yeah.
It was about cars.
Well, I know. But
the
first time I watched it, that's what it was.
It was fun, even though it's Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy. Of it. I'm not a fan of Owen Wilson. But
Malachi loved the movie Cars. Yes.
Because it's Cars.
But I can remember that first time watching it, just like, what did I just watch?
See, I didn't mind Cars,
but the second one was cuter.
I did see Cars as a sign that Pixar was starting to lose it. This is a movie that, seriously, they got right. And when Pixar gets a movie right, it can be a thing of beauty. But, man, when they started slipping, and it's sad, too, because at the beginning, when they had done stuff like Monsters, Inc. and Toy Story, and even Toy Story 2, and they said, we're not going to start mass producing these things. We're not going to do a bunch of useless sequels. We're going to try to be revolutionary with each movie kind of thing. And it felt like with Cars, it had slipped.
I was not a fan of Cars.
It did. It felt like the storytelling, the characters, all of it had kind of slipped. And it was kind of, hey, look how these cars can go fast. Woo! And it appeals to kids, and it's fine. And I know there's a lot of people that enjoy it, but it did seem to me like that was the start of where Pixar fell off. And maybe that's why it took till tonight for me to watch Wall-E. Because I'm like,
See, and I like a lot of the Pixar movies. A lot of the more recent ones I really like, too. But a lot of their more recent ones aren't as popular.
See,
they're not as big.
To me, the Lego movies are awesome.
Right.
The Lego movies have kind of become what Pixar was. Lego Batman movie is amazing. Lego Batman is awesome. And of course, the Lego movie is amazing too. But Lego Batman was that was a great movie. That was a fun movie. And, it was fun, and yet there was some character in it, even though everybody was made of Lego, which would seem to make it more difficult. And yet, there you were. It was a more entertaining Batman, dare I say, than Christian Bale was as Batman. That's going to make some people angry, but I'm not kidding. Batman to me has always been the billionaire in a bat suit, so you shouldn't take it too seriously.
Right.
And with Christian Bale, it went, it's all dark now. I gotta grow. I'm Batman. Nobody can tell I'm Bruce Wayne because I'm Batman. But then when he was Bruce Wayne, he'd still be growling. I'm thinking, what are you doing, you idiot? You're Bruce Wayne now. Stop growling. I've listened to Christian Bale, and he doesn't growl like that. So the fact that in the movie,
It makes fun of that, yeah.
that in the Lego movies, it's just he's this egotistical kind of a jerk. Nobody really likes him because he's full of himself. That, to me, makes more sense than whatever the Christopher Nolan trilogy ended up proving. Dark Knight in the middle was good. Dark Knight Rises was just silly. And Batman Begins was fun, but eventually when you tell Batman stories, you end up with silly. And Pixar has kind of done that with Cars.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. But they have other ones that are good. You watched Zootopia with us, didn't you?
Nope.
For some reason, I was thinking you went to the
Was
theater
Zootopia
and watched that.
Pixar or was that Disney?
I'm pretty sure it's Pixar.
See, and Disney,
and
I know.
The Good Dinosaur. That one's Pixar.
Disney, I know, gets
That
a
one
lot of
didn't
flack.
do as well as others either.
Because Disney bought Pixar, and then we started getting all these sequels and extra movies. And I know they've done that with the Star Wars universe too. And they own Marvel, and now they have Fox Studios, so they could start making Deadpool movies or
and
pull
Up.
Deadpool in.
Up is another one we have to watch.
Yeah, I haven't watched Up.
That one I really like
yeah, I
as
know,
well.
but I haven't seen it.
That's another one that I don't think they'll sequel that one. That wouldn't work at all.
I think it's easy to scapegoat Disney, but man, I remember Lucasfilm doing the Star Wars prequels, which were just god awful without any help from Disney. With Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I remember.
With the Boom de Gasser and the boss's head liver. Yeah, that's not great cinema or great dialogue, and that wasn't Disney. So, I don't know. Like I said, Disney gets a lot of flack, but I think eventually you run out of ideas, and I'm glad that this movie hasn't had a sequel, and I hope it doesn't.
I don't think it will. I really don't think it will, because there are a lot of Pixar movies that do not have sequels, and I don't
know.
think
I've lost some faith.
Yeah, Up. I can't imagine them ever doing the sequel to that. There's Good Dinosaur. That one's really cute. Made me cry several times in that movie, though. It does. We'll have to watch that one day. Really, there's several spots
I
in that
will
movie
say,
make me cry.
Wally didn't make me cry, but there was one point in the movie where I thought,
Yes.
are they going to kill him off? Because Pixar's not above that.
Oh, I know.
Pixar's not above
That's
taking
why
a character and
Good
doing the
Dinosaur,
narrative.
Yeah,
They
you
do
cry
the
'cause
narrative,
people
and you
die.
go, wait, they could kill him off here. It would make sense for them to kill him off here. So, yeah. I would really hope that they wouldn't do that at some, but you just never know. Because he, as a robot, he's not disposable, but he's a character that you could see him dying, or I was worried too about in that one part where I thought, his memory's going to be gone.
Yes.
And I did have that concern. I
Yes.
thought, that's a narrative we've seen with robots in movies before, where their mind is wiped
Well,
and
especially since you
they're gone.
replaced his chip.
And I'm like, okay, that would be a downer of an ending, but it'd be
Wouldn't
okay.
be too far off of.
And then
other
maybe
movies.
there'd be like a
Bolt.
moment.
Have you watched Bolt yet? You haven't
No.
watched that one either. We need to watch that one too.
No.
Don't worry, I have all these movies.
Oh, I found out how many Marvel movies there are. There's 22 of them. So we've got some Marvel to catch up on.
Okay, so we'll have to intersperse these fun Disney movies with the Marvel movies. We can rotate. Because I do own all of these. I just need to get Coco.
I don't own all of
Which
the Marvel
is
movies,
really cute.
but I own the good ones. And you do have the Avengers, so we'll have to plug in the Avengers at some
I do
point.
own all of the Pixar movies. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing any of them. And all the Disney movies.
Nice.
There's only a few of the Disney cartoons that, like, since they've been re-released.
Yeah.
Or, well, since Disney started coming out with them from back in, was that 89?
Something
They started
like that.
making movies again?
You mean like Bambi 2?
No. I don't do those. No.
Lion King 2,
Since,
4, 6,
nope,
12, 15.
I don't have any of those.
Timon and
since Little
Pumbaa
Mermaid.
series.
Since Little Mermaid.
Didn't they make a sequel to Little Mermaid as well?
They sure did. I've seen it. I do not have it. I don't have...
There's nothing sacred.
I really don't have the sequels to the Disney movies.
There's nothing
but
sacred.
But that's back when it was under a different ownership, and that's, instead of coming out with new movies, they were making sequels.
It was Michael Eisner.
Yeah. And that was the thing.
The Mighty Ducks owner.
Yeah. And I don't know that I have any of the sequels of any of the movies.
Maybe Mighty Ducks was the reason I started hating.
I don't know. I
movies.
I like Disney though.
Did you like Mighty Ducks?
When I was little.
That's not an excuse.
'Cause think about how old I was when Mighty Ducks
It's not an
came
excuse. It's still crap.
It is. Whatever. I
Flying
liked it.
I made myself watch the third movie on TV a few weeks ago.
See, which I think is stupid because the kids want to watch it.
But it's awful.
So you go and watch it without them.
Because I crap talked the whole movie. I would have been miserable to watch it with if it was somebody that enjoyed it. Because I crap talked the whole way through it on how stupid it was. But I made myself watch it because secretly I loathe myself. It was awful.
Okay, well, the kids want to watch it.
Emilio Estevez is a lawyer.
The kids want to watch it.
Pacey is a hockey player. Pacey from Dawson's Creek. It's not even Dawson, it's Pacey.
Okay.
Pacey.
Yeah, so we have some other...
And they just add a girl to the team just because.
Have you seen Brave? That's Disney, not Pixar.
Yeah, I know Brave is Disney. I don't remember. I know I've seen Tangled. I don't remember if I've seen Brave.
Brave's cute too. We'll have to watch that one.
And Tangled, I didn't really have an excuse that my kids were little. It was just, it looked like a cute movie.
I really like Tangled.
Tangled is a fun movie. I enjoyed Tangled.
That one's awesome.
That was a fun movie. The horse makes that movie. The horse is awesome.
Have you seen the short with the horse when they get married?
I think so.
That's so funny.
The horse is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's the thing.
Have you seen Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Good. I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, that came out when I was a teenager, so I saw it. Because girls watched it, so it's like, you know, you go over to a girl's house and you're like, what are we watching? Hunchback. Oh, come on. Why can't we watch Friday the 13th? I don't watch that crap. It's not crap. It's fun. And then we have to watch Hunchback instead.
Yeah, see, that would have been like me. Absolutely. Let's watch a Disney movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's what ends up happening when girls pick the movies.
Yes.
It's all Disney and Tom Cruise. Back then it was all Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Oh, bloody Far and Away.
I like the Disney movies.
He does the worst Irish accent in history.
Fun musicals.
Do you ever see Far and Away where he does an Irish accent?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's just awful.
Oh, and I have Saving Mr. Banks. The movie about the making of the Mary Poppins movie.
Okay.
We have to watch that one. I really, really like that movie. That was the first movie I bought on Blu-ray.
I was forced to watch Mary Poppins a lot when I was a kid.
Okay, but it's not Mary Poppins. It's about the making of Mary Poppins. It's not a kids movie. I mean, it's kids safe. Kids could watch it. They just might be bored by it.
All right.
It's a really good movie.
I'll slap in Showgirls at some point then. We'll watch Showgirls.
Shannon.
Did you ever see Showgirls?
No.
It's really hideous. It's awful.
Why would I have watched? Does it seem like a movie I would have watched?
No, but a lot of girls like it, which is weird. There are a lot of girls that like Showgirls and things, and I'm like, why?
Do we need to watch Les Mis before we go see Les Mis?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But then you'll know the songs and you can sing along.
I don't want to sing along. I want to know. I don't want to go in knowing the storyline.
Do you not know the storyline?
I've never seen Les Mis. How would I know the storyline?
Because it's so iconic.
Well, it might be ironic, but
You're such a dork.
I don't find irony particularly interesting if I already understand it. Which is ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic.
I really do think.
I really do think.
Dork.
It's like rain
No.
on your wedding day.
No, you can just stop there.
It's a free ride.
Don't.
When you've already paid. You writing this down?
None of that.
Porg's writing it down. He's excited.
Anyways.
Aren't you,
No, I
Porg?
thought you might know the storyline to it. Because there's movies that you know the story to, even if you haven't watched them.
Is Anne Hathaway going to be in the performance we see?
Maybe.
She's lying to get me more excited about the play we're going to watch.
See, that's why we should watch it, so you can see Anne Hathaway. Though she looks awful in the movie.
It's still Anne Hathaway. It really doesn't matter.
Most of the people look terrible in the movie. I'm just letting you know. You do know a little bit of the premise, don't you?
Yeah, Anne Hathaway and Hugh Jackman are planning on a superhero thing because she's Catwoman and he's Wolverine. So they're doing a DC Marvel crossover, and then somehow they end up in France and they get really poor together. And then the rest of it is about how Thanos is trying to wipe out their people. Both Marvel and DC. That's the plot of Les Mis.
Yeah.
Well, she plays Catwoman, and he's Wolverine. So therefore,
Right.
ergo, ipso fatso, that's how it works.
Gosh, you're just so smart.
It's DC versus Marvel. That's Les Mis. That's why I always thought I'd be disappointed, because I'm going to be waiting for these big explosions. Does he have the adamantium claws yet, or is it before that?
It's before.
Huh. So they're just bone claws at that point. All right. That makes sense. Works. I look forward to that. That should be fun.
You're such a dork.
Why?
So then are we going to watch the movie afterwards so you can compare the two?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, that
Yeah,
works.
I can do that.
Good.
I mean, it's Anne Hathaway, so twist my rubber arm. And it's not her looks, it's her. She's just awesome.
Well, yeah, it couldn't be her looks on that movie. She looks terrible.
Oh, that doesn't
But
matter.
she's supposed to.
Yeah.
She does a really good job.
Look at
looking
Helena
terrible
Bonham
in that
Carter. Every movie Helena Bonham Carter's in, she looks like a homeless person. But then you see her at red carpet premieres, and she looks fantastic. It's just Tim Burton goes, "All right, honey,
She's
got to get you all dolled up
she's
as a
in Les
homeless
Mis
person."
too, right?
Of course she is, because she has to look homeless.
She's awesome in it.
Yeah, every Tim Burton movie,
She's
there's
great.
Helena Bonham Carter, and she looks homeless. Or evil, or both.
Crazy. She's really good at playing crazy.
Oh, Fight Club, definitely.
It's great.
Her character in Fight Club is awesome.
Great.
She is great. And Tyler Durden is entirely her fault. If it wasn't for Martha, you don't have Tyler Durden. Marla Singer. If you don't have Marla Singer, you don't have Tyler Durden.
All right.
Don't you remember Fight Club?
Barely. I remember what.
Why
I
are we
remember
married?
The end. I
How?
watched it once
Oh my god.
when it came out. I remember how it ends.
Do you remember Meatloaf?
Like Meatloaf's in it.
Yes. He's the one with the man boobs. They cry in the testicular cancer support group. And then Marla comes in and she ruins it.
I remember the soap.
The
I remember
the best line ever in that is Marla's
I remember
that
the end.
Marla is that burn in your mouth, burn in the top of your mouth that you get that would heal if you could just stop tonguing it. And I've had that feeling of I probably shouldn't do that. You know when you get that pizza burn right here?
A pizza burn?
Yeah, you get a really hot piece of pizza and it gets right here. Sometimes like spaghetti, it's cheese because cheese is so hot. And it'll burn the roof of your mouth.
Oh.
And then it's days of pain. And if you could just stop tonguing it. So when he says that about Marla, I'm like, dude, I'm there. It's totally a guy line. The whole movie Fight Club is all guy lines anyways. So, although the first rule is, I broke it.
Isn't that the one where it tells you about the cigarette burns on movies?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that too.
You remember that because there's penis right after that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes,
Yeah,
I know
he
what you're talking
spliced
about.
that in during a Disney movie.
I remember.
Yeah, and the little kid in the crowd starts crying.
I remember, yes.
Yeah. I think he lost his job for that. And then he was suing He was suing a restaurant chain for the amount of urine in their soup
Oh, yeah.
when he was the one that had been peeing in it.
That's so gross.
None of that in Wall-E. None of it.
No, Wally's cute.
Wall-E's a very cute movie.
We got sidetracked a bit.
That happens.
It does.
Wall-E's a very cute movie.
Isn't it? I told you you'd like that one.
And I like the attention to detail, and from now on when I want attention, I'm just gonna cross my fingers like he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah. Or you put your fingers together and then you just look sad. Or you want attention.
So cute.
And not only
His
that,
little eyes,
but
too.
when they're hugging or when they're holding hands, he goes, aha! That's kind of how you look. When you grapple onto me, you muckle onto me. When I'm trying to be distracted, you're like, ah! I'm like, that's Yvonne. Yvonne's Wally and I'm Eve. Ready to shoot anything that moves, and she's all, I love you! Attention! Yeah, that's pretty close.
What are you trying to say, Shannon?
I'm not trying to say anything.
Uh-huh. That's what it sounds like.
Here. Porgy says hi.
You're such a dork.
Porgy says hi!
My face.
You never loved Porgy.
Whatever.
I love you, Porgy. It's okay. All right, so, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. What do you give it?
I'd probably give it a 9. I like Wally.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that they did the movie with very little dialogue, and the main characters are droids, which don't have the whole body for body language, so they don't have
it's all in the
language,
eyes.
and it's just
for him. It's
both,
all in the eyes.
Well, and same with her. The only body parts she has that moves are the light eyes. She
like when
when
she's being taken to be reprogrammed, and she's just angry the
Yeah.
whole time. Just
she shoots that screen.
yeah, she's just angry. Yeah,
Shoots it.
Wally's like, it's Eva, Eva, and she shoots the screen. He's like, never mind then. I like that though. Look, it's you, and then she shoots it.
Shut up.
And I did like the droids that were all malfunctioning. They're a lot of fun. Those are the kind of droids I would enjoy.
Hero. And he sing his little song.
Sprays him with the makeup.
Yeah.
He's got the eyelashes. You look beautiful.
I know. Men.
Anyways, so there you go. If you haven't seen it, you're as crazy as I am. And there you go. Just proof that I haven't watched movies that you think I should have. And there's movies she hasn't watched which we all thinks that she should have. Hers are mostly Marvels and blockbusters. Mine are mostly Pixar, kid movies, stuff like that may have slipped by me over the last decade. So I'll work on getting that straightened out. Channel hit 3,000 subscribers tonight. Thank you so much for subscribing, even if it's just for stealth streams involving hockey. I know who you are. But for the rest of you, welcome. Pull up a chair, and I'll talk to you again soon.